and I am back with another May I Scraplift You, and today we are celebrating Natalie Dill. She is delightfully crafty over on Instagram, and this is the layout that I will be lifting of hers. Now, it is also Thumbnail Thursday. I've kind of been a little lax, so I got a new computer. I'm not really sure about how it's doing, so I've had some feedback. I know, just blind information for you guys right now, but I've had some feedback on my volumes from the beginning to this introduction to my voiceovers, and I can't hear it. So to me, it's smooth and goes all the way across. So I would appreciate it if you guys let me know, did I fix it like by accident? Or am I still having the same problem? I would love to know that, because I've tried to hear it myself and I can't hear it, you guys. I don't know if it's compensating for something. I am not really sure. But I do have to say that I also don't have my thumbnails anymore. So when I do Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I've lost the thumbnails. Well, I haven't pulled them off my old computer yet to put them on my new one. Let's just be honest, and I'm lazy. I haven't done that yet. So I still am trying to do Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So this one is Thursday, and we are doing a 8.5 by 11 for my thumbnail. I know I should be doing my pocket pages, but this one was kind of fun, and I really, really liked this layout of Natalie's. And so what I want to do is I pulled out my Not Just for Boys kit. And for that one, I have a photo of the outside. Back in the day, it's the outside of my office, which is the truck shop. And there's a service truck over here. There's another shop over here, and it's just a gorgeous sunrise is basically what it is. You really can't see what is going on or identify what's going on unless you're familiar with the area, basically. All that stuff. But it's the sunrise. We go to work very, very early in the morning, and so we get to watch the sunrise. And then, of course, depending on the time of year, we get to watch the sunset if you're on a night shift. So what have I done? I have pulled out quite a few just little bits and pieces, and I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to do, or even if I'm happy with what I've pulled out, because that's just how it's been lately. But I have this pre-done watercolor by Paper Rose. This is not part of the Not Just for Boys kit. But I was thinking of ripping the edges and giving it one more try, because these are very hard for me, and I have an entire 8.5 or 6 by 8 stack to mess with. But what I was thinking is ripping it and making it look like Natalie's right in here, and she's got a watercolor background, and smacking it onto here. Now, I pulled out 2 of them. Gimme, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with like some other color other than just the blue, because there's blue in the background piece already right here. So do I want to add more blue, or do I want to add a color? I'm not really sure. So I pulled out blue. Yep, I pulled out blue. I pulled out 2 just to see what that was. I also pulled out this frame. It's a Simple Stories frame that I got in the Merity kit. Now that's like kind of a pre-done up scrapbook, and you just follow the directions, use the materials that are in there, and you can have a layout that looks just like the one that she made for the sample. But you don't use all the frames, and what I really like about the kit is they don't give you just what you need. They give you everything. So if she used 1 or 2 of these frames, you get the whole package, which I think is pretty awesome in itself. So I have this frame left over, and she used, Natalie uses a tag that almost kind of looks like a chalkboard tag. Well, this to me, with its little paper clip right here, looks like a tag. And so I was thinking of tucking the photo in and having it look like that. Yep, I've done it before, but hey, why not? So here is my base piece. I do have like this shoulder from a panda bear and a music box. I'll have to try and figure out how to not have that in my layout, but we will find out. I also have 2 different cut files. Now they both look a little, let me get them off that. There we go. This is a piece from one of the kits as well from the Kit Club. I love that. Anyways, I have 2 cut files. The letters that are missing in here are in this envelope. This one was from another cut club, and this one is for Not Just for Boys. And I really liked just the simplicity of this one, but I like the fact that this one comes with Explore. So it's kind of the same, but this one has a word attached where this one doesn't. But I'm not really sure. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to pull them out, basically, and I'm going to put them behind, because that's what Natalie did. Natalie used her watercolor to basically back her cut file. And I'm going to see which one do I like the most. You know, do I like this one behind either one of these pieces, or do I like this one behind either one of those pieces? So I'm not really sure. Again, I'm going to just play with it and see what I have. I also have some gears. Of course, it's about my work. So I have some gears from the Not Just for Boys. I have really cool sequins that are awesome. It's got like this little plasticky star inside there. I am super stoked to try this. Plus, Natalie uses sequins, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, right in here in her clouds. She uses sequins to fill in the clouds and make them fluffy. How sweet is that? Yes, I have this, it's needs to be replaced. But I have 2 sheets of the white wording. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to color them or leave them white. I don't know that answer yet, but I picked up these from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club as well. And then I have lots of other things from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. Whew. Let me try and say that 500 times. So I have a P13 sticker sheet. I have a Freckled Fawn, and I only know these because they're in the packaging still. That's it, you guys. Freckled Fawn chipboard pieces. A few pieces from the 49 and Market, like ephemera, or what's it called? I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, ephemera. Wedgwood ephemera stack is what these are called. And I just pulled out a few pieces. I don't know if they're even going to work or not, but yep. I kind of sort of have to tell you guys that this little piece right here, being bright red that it is kind of throwing me off. So I might actually take something else from these and change that color, okay? So that's kind of my plan, because that red is nowhere else in any of my stuff that I have picked out for this particular layout. And then I picked out some Bow Bunny candy dots. Look at how tiny those are. Okay, so enamel dots are enamel dots. The big ones don't bother me one bit, but so the first thing I'm going to do, you know, because I don't want to get on the enamel dot train, the first thing I'm going to do is decide what cut file, because if I'm going to go with this one, that changes my title of what I was going to do. Plus, I want to go and spray it black. I don't want it to be white, because clearly you guys can't see it, right? So I'm going to do that. But then I'm also still debating whether or not I want to use this. Now, I don't necessarily have to keep it straight like this, because I am going to rip and tear all of these pieces and get them to, you know, work with me. Like, this looks great. I really like this. Okay. And then for this one, I'd probably turn it over so it doesn't work as great as this one did. To me, that looks amazing, right? But I'm also being lazy, and if I don't like it ripped, then I am probably going to watercolor something on this background as well. Now, the reason why I chose this background, for one, it's not just white with a bunch of paint on it. It's actually got a texture in it, or a print, very light. And from what I can tell in this sketch right here, is that she did some sort of gray stamping, or her print was also, had a faint print on it as well. This is the one that I found right away, instead of, you know, actually like looking really hard, to be honest. This is the one that I found. I thought it would work, especially since I'm doing an 8.5 by 11. I thought I was going to be able to cut off this panda bear. I also thought, is it a panda? Yes. I also thought that where this comes into play, I'm going to be ripping the edge just like she did. And so I thought that, again, I would be able to avoid this panda, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try my hardest to figure out how to get that panda to, you know, kind of blend in with the rest of the layout. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to do this. I love the simplicity. She, you know, her embellishing is just awesome. So I'm excited to get this done, and let's make a layout celebrating Natalie. All right, let's get going. Sorry about that very long introduction. I kind of got a little carried away and really wanted to actually just start on the layout because I just absolutely love the layout that I'm scrap lifting. So first thing I do is rip apart this watercolor paper, and I wanted it to kind of look like I watercolored the paper, you know, my base page. And it wasn't happening, you guys, to be honest. I tried a little bit of this and I tried a little bit of that. Well, one of the things that drew me into Natalie's layout, I should say, quit calling it the layout. One of the things that drew me in was the sun rays, the burst of sun that was coming around the mountains. And of course, I didn't want to use the exact cut file. So I really wanted to use what I already had pre-cut. And so I picked this Tim Holtz stencil, which, you know, is already done and over with because I talk too much. And I just used some, I think it's speckled egg. I always want to call it robin's egg, but it's speckled egg by Tim Holtz. And I absolutely love how it looks, but I think I put it down too low and my green piece is too large. And no matter how much I tried to cut it down, it wasn't working for me. So I got this brilliant idea that I'm going to glue my mountains down and cut out my mountains. Now, I wasn't going to back any of these cut files at all. I wanted to mimic the watercolor behind the cut file, and it just didn't work that way. And I was also being lazy. I really, really, really loved all the colors that were in this watercolor paper. And so I you know what? Face it, I was being stubborn. Yep, that's what it was. So I went ahead and I cut out just the mountains and I left the clouds, stars, and moon all by themselves. But, you know, we're going to figure those out here in pretty soon. Right now I'm going to work on the base, and what I'm doing is I ripped my top and the bottom, and then I used the edge distressor to kind of curl the rippings upward, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Another thing that I did is I trimmed down my paper, and yes, I forgot entirely to cut it down to 8.5 by 11. So it is 8.5 by 12. Go me. I'll fix it eventually. I just haven't yet. Yeah, that's just the way that it works. So now I am trying to figure out, one, how to cover up the red spot. It just says document. It's not going to hurt my feelings if I cover it up. It's just, I didn't plan on putting any other red on it. Look at how amazing that cut file looks with that starburst behind it. You guys, I love that. I probably could have stopped right there and not put a photo on this at all and put my title on it and called it a day. I love how that looks. I'm sorry to boast. I'm sorry to just like fall in love with one of my designs, but I'm very happy with it. So anyways, just trying to see all the little bits and pieces that I pulled, trying to cover up my koala bear. No, it's not a koala bear. It's a panda bear. I've been wanting to call it a koala bear, so maybe now that I've called it that and it got it out of my system, you know, I will continue to call it a panda bear. Ugh, see, did it again. Anyways, just trying to kind of sort of draw the eye away from the fact that there is something in that corner that's not meant to be. And so adding elements from, you know, this label sheet that I added and didn't tell you where it came from. It is a freckled fawn label sheet. And also added those elements from the 49 in Market little ephemera pack. So I'm using those to kind of sort of blend in the image that was pre-printed on my layout. That's basically all there was to it. And then of course I am using foam adhesive to get my photo raised up to the same height as the frame, because it is a chipboard frame. Now, I could have taken apart the chipboard frame and made it flat, but you know, I don't enjoy flat layouts. I really like bulky layouts, to be honest. I like a good chunky layout. So anyways, I'm going to take a few minutes and fill in my clouds with the gray, the light blue, and the dark blue parts of the sequins that are in this little sequin pouch. Now, it's not a pouch either. It's a little container that's really super cute. But I don't remember what sequins pack that was, but it had like these really cool plasticky stars in them. And so I went ahead and I added 3 more around the 3 that are already in the cut file, just as an added touch. Had nothing to do with the sketch I'm trying to mimic, but yeah, it's just an added touch. So I went ahead and I committed to all of the paper items, and now I'm adding my my gears. And I just really wanted to tuck a few in. I didn't really want to go gear heavy and gear this and gear that. Basically, the gears are replacing what Natalie used for leaves, and that's pretty much it. So I am going to fiddle with the title quite a bit, so I cut most of it out because it's very super boring. You guys really don't want to see this, but I thought that I was going to have it go across my, or above my photo and you know, horizontal. And then I remembered that Natalie arced hers around her cut file. And I thought, well, what would mine look like on my cut file? And so I went ahead and I put the word explore on a horizontal. And then I decided to add your world. Now, you can't really see your the explore until you get up close and personal, and then you can see it. So I'm not too worried about, you know, oh, I can't see it in the camera. Well, in person, in real life, you can. I do need to cut this down to 11 inches still. So those sequins might be a bit too high, but I will take care of it. I promise. Even the close-up photos, yeah, it's still it's still 12 inches. So here are the close-ups. Natalie, thank you so much for allowing us to share this milestone with you guys, or with you. I just love your work. It's so clean and it's so pretty. Be sure to check out Natalie. Her Instagram will be attached down below, as well as everyone's links that are helping her celebrate today. I enjoyed this very, very much. So thank you all, and I will check y'all tomorrow. Bye.